Good morning, and as we continue crawling through Romans 6, we're going to do verses 13 and 14. No longer present your members to sin as instruments of wickedness, but present yourselves to God as those who have been brought from death to life, and present your members to God as instruments of righteousness. For sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under the law, but under grace. I like this. He uses the word instruments. So, we had your members. These are your members, some of them. And are you going to sin with these members, or are you going to do something positive with these members? This is the question. Are we going to present these members to sin and say, here you go, what do you want to do? Or are we going to present them to God and say, here I am, use me? So with I think it's in James, it says, with the same mouth comes forth praise and also cursing, and it ought not be that way. So these members can feed the poor, or they can feed ourselves. So what are you going to do with your members? This is the question. Only you can answer that question, by the way. But we should present ourselves to God as those who have been brought from death to life, and so give our members to God as instruments of righteousness. So, in short, act righteously. Sin will have no dominion over you, since you're not under the law but under grace. So sin doesn't have dominion over, it doesn't rule over us, can't force us to do things. If it feels like I can't help it, then the reason we can't help it is that we're sort of enslaved to it because we've let it go on for so long. And we need to learn how to help it. We need to learn to say no, and we need to learn to step back and say, how can I react and respond in a different way? What can I do different? And we do all this because it no longer controls us, because we're not under the law, we're under grace. And so God in his grace has said, I'm going to free you from all of that. So we're free from all of that. That means that we have a new life, a new chance, and we don't want to endanger that or mess that up by doing all these other old things on the side. It occurs to me suddenly that people who have struggled with addictions understand this quite well, probably, because just when you think you've given up, say, smoking, you're in some place where everybody's smoking, and all of a sudden you just need to smoke, or you want to smoke, and it's hard not to. When you're addicted to something, it's hard to say no to it. Very hard, in fact. And people fall, and then they get back up and they say, okay, I'm not gonna worry about it, but I'm not gonna do it again, today. And it's a real struggle. And that's the way life is with sin. It's a real struggle not to do things that we've been so accustomed to letting control us. The Spirit, the Holy Spirit, should be controlling us. So let's think about that today, and we will see you Friday morning.